We believe that Mike Collins is now maneuvering the spacecraft in the transposition and docking maneuver, and the antenna patterns aren't too good at the moment. So we have a weak signal strength.
Apollo 11, this is Houston broadcasting in the blind. Request Omni Bravo. If you read us, request Omni Bravo. Out. Apollo 11, this is Houston. How do you read?
Goldstone still showing weak signal strength.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. How do you read? Over. Apollo 11, this is Houston. Do you read? Over. Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over. Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over. Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over. Roger, we're copying you about 5 by 2, very weak. Can you give us a status report, please? Understand you are using the high gain, over.
That's affirmative.
Roger, I read you very loud and clear, Buzz. Mike's pretty weak.
Roger, we've got the high gain locked on now, I believe, auto tracking now.
Okay, you're coming in loud and clear, but Mike is just barely readable.
Hello, it's Neil. How are you reading, Mike?
Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked.
That's affirmative. Houston, CDR, how do you read just it?
11 CDR, loud and clear, Neil.
Okay. This is Apollo Control. Apollo 11's velocity now 21,096 feet per second. Distance from Earth 6,649 nautical miles.
Hi, 11, this is Houston, over.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston, says that the TV looks great. Over.
Okay, Roger, we're coming in on Earth.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston, did you copy? Over.
Roger, we copied, Charlie.
Roger, your transmissions the last couple of times have been about 2 by. Over.
Okay, how do you read me now?
Right, you're 5 by now.
Okay, we're zooming the lens on in till it just about fill the monitor.
Roger.
Okay, it's in full now.
Copy 11.
And how about the f-stop? Is 22 going to be adequate?
Stand by. We'll get with the Goldstone TV guy. We don't have anything here at Houston. Stand by.
Yeah, that's right. Alright. It looks good on the monitor as far as the f-stop goes, therefore we just assume it's okay at Goldstone.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. Goldstone says that TV looks really great. 5 by.
Okay, you just cut out, Charlie. We understand that it's looking great. We'll leave it the way it is and wait for you to come back on.
Roger, how do you read me now? Over.
Bye-bye.
Okay, my comments were from Goldstone that they see no white spots as we saw in 10. Looks like the AGC's working real well. The F-22 looks good. Over.
Okay, very good. Well, we shut out the sun coming in some of the other windows into the spacecraft, so it's looking through the number 1 window, and there isn't any reflected light right now, so it ought to be a pretty good picture.
Roger. Apollo 11, Houston, we'd like you to keep the TV on for about 10 minutes or so we can get some good comparison on the camera. You can do anything you're...
Apollo 11, over.
Roger, go ahead, over.
Charlie, I'm sorry, you keep cutting out. We heard up to you can do anything, and then after that, we didn't hear anything, and we knew that wasn't right anyhow, but we can't. But what do you want us to do?
Roger, we'll check the uplink on our voice. Our transmission on the TV was we'd like to get about at Goldstone. So we can look at the camera quality back here at Houston for about 10 minutes or so when they patch it back into us. What we were saying was... we'd like a little... Stand by.
Start over with we were saying. Hey, Houston, you suppose you could turn the Earth a little bit so we could get a little bit more than just water?
Roger, 11. I don't think we got much control over that. Looks like you'll have to settle for the water. Houston, we're going to thinking about changing our voice uplink to another site. If you'll stand by, we'll see if we can improve the quality, over.
Okay, Charlie. We'll stand by for your call.
Apollo 11, Houston, we'll try once more on this TV request. We'd like 10 minutes worth of TV, and we'd like a narrative, if you could give us one on the exterior shots. We also suggest you might try an interior position, over.
Roger, we're seeing the center of the Earth as viewed from the spacecraft in the eastern Pacific Ocean. We have not been able to visually pick up the Hawaiian island chain, but we can clearly see the western coast of North America, the United States, the San Joaquin Valley, the High Sierras, Baja California, and Mexico down as far as Acapulco and the Yucatan Peninsula, and you can see on through Central America to the northern coast of South America, Venezuela and Colombia. I'm not sure you'll be able to see all that on your screens down there.
Roger, Neil. We just wanted a narrative such that we can, when we get the playback, we can sort of correlate what we're seeing. Thank you very much.
I haven't seen anything but the disky so far.
Looks like they're hogging the windows.
You're right.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. On your crowds, we'd like at this time for you to place all 4 cryo heaters to auto and turn off all 4 cryo fans, over.
Okay, all 4 cryo heaters are auto. And all 4 cryo fans are off.
Roger, that's going to be your sleep configuration.
Okay.
And Buzz will be terminating the battery charge in about a half hour.
Roger.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston, you can terminate TV at your convenience. We've got enough tape, and you can start PTC at your convenience. The rates look super for starting up, over.
Roger, Charlie.
Houston, over.
Go ahead, Houston.
11, this is Houston. Goldstone reports they're receiving a TV picture coming down from you all. A little snowy, but a good TV picture, over.
Roger, we're just testing equipment up here.
Roger.
Ask them if they can read the numbers.
Okay, stand by.
What's showing on the disc key, also whether they can see PROG, DERB, and NOUN, over.
Roger, stand by a second. Goldstone, MNO, Houston, Capcom, over.
Capcom, Goldstone, go ahead.
Roger, did you copy the spacecraft request?
That's affirmative. I am reading the numbers on our monitor here.
Okay, that's similar. Roger, that's both the numbers on the disk itself and the little words like program and verb, noun, computer activity, things of the sort.
Roger, I can read the numbers clearly. We can't distinguish what the words are because it is a little snowy.
Roger. Thank you.
Okay, I read verb, noun, and program.
Yes, Apollo 11.
Go ahead, 11.
Oh, Charlie, is that you?
That's me. How are you there?
Oh, just fine. How's the old white team today?
The old white team's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We're ever alert down here.
Ever alert and vigilant. Hey, you got any medics down there watching heart rate? I'm trying to do some running in place down here, and I'm wondering just out of curiosity whether it brings my heart rate up.
Well, they will spring into action here momentarily. Stand by. Hello, 11. We see your heart beating.
Okay, well, look at the CDRs and the CMPs, see if they go up any. We're all running this place up here. You wouldn't believe it.
I'd like to see that site. Why don't you give us a TV picture of that one?
I think Buzz is trying. You got it.
Okay, it's coming in a ghost zone, Buzz. Guess Bruce said we don't have it here in the center.
Afraid this isn't going to help out the PTC very much. Yeah, I don't know if it's a vibration or what it is, but it makes the pitch and yaw rate needles on FDAI number 1 jump up and down a little bit when we jump up and down.
Right. All right. Ghost on it said he see you running there, Mike.
Okay. Ask him what he's running from.
Houston, Mike, we see about a 96 heartbeat now.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's about all is reasonable without getting hot and sweaty.
All right, Roger, we copy.
Goldstone should be getting about the best picture of the Earth we can get right now, Charlie.
Roger, Mike. Thank you much.
We got a little distortion in the horizontal direction. Banding on our monitor. I wonder if they're getting the same thing.
Stand by, Buzz. I'll let you know.
Goldstone M&O?
Okay, the cruise is complaining of some horizontal banding on their monitor. Do y'all see that on the picture?
Stand by. They wouldn't see it right now. We don't have anything in focus, Charlie.
Roger. He's checking on it. I'll see if they had it earlier. Stand by.
I guess when we were showing the Disky or when we were showing the Earth might be the better time.
Okay.
Houston, Capcom Goldstone.
Go ahead.
Okay, our TV people confirm they see this horizontal bend.
Okay. 11, Houston, the Goldstone TV people also TV banding when same time y'all do, over.
Okay, would they call it a horizontal waviness instead of banding, maybe?
No, I'm not talking to them directly. Stand by, Buzz. Let me see how they describe it. Goldstone M&O, Houston Capcom. Could you put the TV guy on the loop, please?
Capcom Goldstone, roger. Houston Capcom, Goldstone M&O, Net 1.
Go.
The TV people do not have access to Net 1 in that area. Suggest we use Net 2 for that purpose.
Okay, going to Net 2. Oh, Apollo 11, Houston, the Goldstone TV guys say that they have some horizontal banding across the upper part of the picture and across the lower part. They would consider the lines just straight, no waviness to them at all, over.
Roger, understand. They do seem to distort vertical lines, though.
Say again about the vertical lines, Buzz.
Roger, when there's a vertical line, these horizontal bands tend to put small waves in it.
Roger, I copy. He didn't mention that. Stand by, I'll check again. Hello, 11, Houston. The Goldstone TV said that when you get a sharp vertical line on a picture where the horizontal banding goes across, it does appear to bend it slightly. It's the same as Apollo 10, they said. Looks okay to them, over.
Okay, I understand. It's not our monitor. It must be the transmitter of the system.
All right, yeah, I guess so, Buzz. We'll have them look into it and see if they can suggest anything. Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. Please select Omni Bravo on board, over.
Take on the Bravo, Charlie.
Roger.
How's everything going down there? You guys happy with spacecraft systems?
Roger, affirmative. Everything's looking really good to us, over.
Okay, same here.
Charlie, how far out can you pick up TV off the Omni?
Stand by. Apollo 11, Houston, we're just about at the limits where we can get any kind of picture at all on the Omnis on the TV. The picture, I guess, would be just almost zero at this point. Okay, 11, we have a picture. We see the Earth right in the center of the screen, over.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11. Calling in from about 130,000 miles out. And we'll zoom our camera in slowly to get the most magnification we can. Over.
Roger. Houston, the definition is pretty good on our monitor here. The color's not too varsity, at least on this set. Could you describe what you're looking at, over?
Roger, you're seeing Earth as we see it at our left-hand window, just a little more than a half Earth. We're looking at the eastern Pacific Ocean, and the north half of the top half of the screen we can see North America, Alaska, United States, Canada, Mexico, and Central America. South America becomes invisible just off beyond the terminator or inside the shadow. We can see the oceans with a definite blue cast, see white bands of major cloud formations across the Earth, and can see coastlines, pick out the western U.S., San Joaquin Valley, the Sierra Mountain Range, the peninsula of Baja California, and can see some cloud formations over southeastern U.S. There's one definite mild storm southwest of Alaska. Looks like about 500 to 1,000 miles. And another very minor storm showing the south end of the screen near the, a long way south of the equator, probably 45 degrees or more south latitude. You can pick out the browns in the landforms pretty well. The greens do not show up very well. Some green showing along the northwestern coast of the United States and northwestern coast of Canada.
Roger, 11. It's a pretty good picture on clarity here. We're having, could you tell us, it appears to us that there are two distinct cloud formations trending east-west, one approximately about along the equator and one around 30 or so south latitude. Could you tell us exactly where those cross the land masses over?
Yes, they cross just south of the lower part of Mexico, probably through Central America. That is the equatorial band, which we assume to be the intertropical convergence zone. The other band, which is about 30 south, correctly seems to appear to join equator at the far left, or just beyond the horizon on the left edge of Earth, or at least looks like it's going to join it. We don't have an explanation for that banding.
Roger, Neil. Thank you. It also appears that just to the left of the terminator, up in the northern hemisphere, there's a cloud band trending, a gap in the clouds trending northwest, southeast. It appears to us that that comes in about over the northern United States, or perhaps the central United States. Is that about correct? Over.
I can see on the monitor the thing you're talking about, but right now I can't get my eye to the window to pick out just where it crosses the shoreline.
Roger. You guys are doing a good job. It's a real steady picture here. Where clarity is excellent. The color, the clouds are, the whites are distinct. The rest of it looks like to me anyway, on the monitor I'm observing, is a fairly greenish blue, is the way I describe it. Over. It appears that the...
Well, we can't observe observe much green from the spacecraft.
Roger. On this monitor, the land masses appear to be just a darker grayish color rather than a brown.
Well, it's true that we do not have the depth of color at this range that we enjoyed at 50,000 miles out. However, the oceans still are a definite blue, and the continents are generally brownish in cast, although it is true that they're tending more toward gray now than they were at the closer ranges.
Roger, 11. We've been, I've just been vectored to another monitor, and sure enough, the browns are coming in a lot more distinctly on the IDA-4 that we have up on our screen in the control center. Over.
Okay, world, hold on to your hat. I'm going to turn you upside down.
Yeah, 11, that's a pretty good roll there.
That's pretty sloppy, Charlie. Let me try that one again.
You'll never beat out the Thunderbird. Apollo 11 Houston, that practice did you some good. It's looking real smooth roll there. Oops, spoke too soon.
I'm making myself seasick doing it, Charlie. I'll just put you back right side up where you belong.
Roger.
You don't get to do that every day.
11 Houston, could you describe, from your view, the polar cloud cap appears to us to extend down the western coast of North America. Would you estimate how far it extends down? Over.
Trying to fit everybody into the window. It appears that the cloud cap comes down a little bit below the southern extremity of Alaska.
Roger. We've 11. We've lost our picture here now. Okay, Apollo 11 Houston, we've got the picture back now.
Unfortunately, we only have one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera, so your view now is probably better than ours is.
Roger, we copy. 11 Houston, if you could comply, we'd like to see some smiling faces up there. If you could give us some interior views, I'm sure everybody'd like to see you. Over.
Okay, we'll reconfigure the TV for that.
Roger. Apollo 11 Houston, appears to us that we're seeing a view from outside plus a little of the inside. It appears you've taken the camera away from the left window. Now over.
That's correct. We're moving it back and reconfiguring for interior lighting.
Roger. We can still see the Earth through the left window, and it appears that we can see a floodlight off to the left, either that or some sun shafting through the hatch window. floodlight. Now we're coming in. Can't quite make out who that had. That's Big Mike Collins there.
Well, you got a little bit of... Yeah, hello there, sports fans. You got a little bit of me, plus Neil's in the center couch, and Buzz is doing the camera work this time.
Roger. A little dark now, 11. Maybe a bigger f-stop might help.
Yeah, that's in work.
It's getting a lot better now, 11. Mike, you coming in 5 by. I got a good...
Well, I put on a coat and tie if I'd known about this ahead of time.
Is Buzz holding your cue cards for you, over?
Cue cards have a no. We have no intention of competing with the professionals, believe me. We are very comfortable up here, though. We do have a happy home. There's plenty of room for the three of us, and I think we're all learning to find our favorite little corner to sit in. The zero G is very comfortable, but after a while you get to the point where you sort of get tired of rattling around and banging off the ceiling and the floor and the side, so you tend to find a little corner somewhere and put your knees up or something like that to wedge yourself in, and that seems more at home.
Roger. Looks like Neil is coming in 5 by there. 11. Mike, see you in the background. The definition is really outstanding. The colors are good. It's a real good picture we're getting here of the Commander Armstrong. Buzz, when you take the camera over towards the window with the sun shining through it, tend to blank it out, though.
Yeah, Neil's standing on his head again. He's trying to make me nervous.
Roger.
He's disappearing up into the tunnel, of course, as he would going into the lunar module, only backwards.
Roger, we can see portions of the LAD now, the systems test meter panel in the lower part of the picture, or we did have it anyway.
Okay, and then directly behind his head are our optical instruments, the sextant and the telescope that we use to take sightings with.
Roger, copy, and we see the disky flashing with a 651. In fact, we can read registers 1 and 2 quite clearly.
Yeah, the old high gain angle telling us which way the Earth is.
Copy. That's a beautiful picture. Clarity is outstanding.
We can also give you the time of day in our system of mission elapsed time, 34 hours, 16 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Roger.
Can you see that clearly enough, Charlie?
Roger, Apollo 11. We can see it counting up every second. We got 34:17:02 now.
Okay, back to the high gain angles.
Roger.
Swing amp. And we've amputated those.
Houston, we have a beautiful rainbow there, and as you move the camera around rapidly, that looks like a star chart coming into view now, over.
Yeah, those are Buzz's 2 star charts that he is using right now as sunshades over the right-hand window, window number 5.
Roger, we see the sun shining in through it behind him, and plotting out the correction, the ecliptic plane, and the stars that you're using for the navigation.
You're right. He doesn't really need the charts. He's got them memorized. They're just for show.
We copy.
Well, we're pointing up in this direction. We see out our side windows the sun going by, and of course out one of our windows right now we've got the Earth. Now right behind my window, of course, we have the sun, because the sun is illuminating the star chart that we see. This line represents the ecliptic plane, and these lines, vertical lines, represent our reference system that the spacecraft is using at this time. As we approach the moon will gradually grow larger and larger in size, and eventually it will be in eclipse. It will be eclipsing the sun as we go behind it, as we approach the lunar orbit insertion maneuver.
Roger, 11. Could you attempt a little bit better focus there, 11, over? Houston, that's a lot better on the star chart now. We can make out the ecliptic plane and the planets and the sun and the moon as they're drawn at various places throughout the ecliptic plane. Over.
Okay, Charlie. If we can get some of the wires untangled here, we'll give you a demonstration of how easy push-ups are up here.
11, roger. Good to do a buzz there.
When it gets pretty hard doing it that way, why we just roll over and do it the other way.
Roger, we copy. Couldn't figure out whether that was a chin-up or a push-up. Just take your choice, I guess.
Well, looks like it's probably almost your dinner time down there, Earth. We'll show you our food cabinet here in a second.
11, roger. Houston, we see a box full of goodies there, over.
Oh, we really have them, Charlie. We got all kinds of good stuff. We've got coffee up here in the upper left, and various breakfast items, bacon in little small bites, and beverages like fruit drink. And over in the center part, we have all kinds of things. Let me pull one out here and see what it is.
Right.
Would you believe you're looking at chicken stew here. All you have to do is 3 ounces of hot water for 5 or 10 minutes. Now we get our hot water out of a little spigot up here with a filter on it that filters any gases that may be in the drinking water out. And we just stick the end of this little tube in the end of the spigot and pull the trigger 3 times for 3 ounces of hot water, and then mush it up and slice the end off it, and there you go, beautiful chicken stew.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, the food so far has been very good. We couldn't be happier with it.
Roger.
On that flashlight a second?
The surgeons are saying thank you there for that.
And it is sort of down in a dark corner, so we have a flashlight here to help us see things. And if I can let go of it carefully, it'll just hold itself right where it is.
Roger.
As long as disturb it will.
Apollo 11, Houston, that's a pretty good demonstration. You started off really stable there, Mike.
Well, the problem is no matter how carefully you let go, you bump it just a tiny little bit, set it in motion, and once in motion, there she goes. Try that again.
It looks fairly stable now with slow rotation.
Well, so much for the food department. I'm going to close up the store down here.
Roger, we copy.
Charlie, we checked out the cable lengths, and we're thinking we might want to see if we can take the TV into the LEM with us tomorrow for part of the time. Over.
Roger, good show. We'd like to see it if it'll reach that far. Over.
We'll give it a try.
Roger.
Now, where I sleep is down underneath this couch.
Houston, roger. Slowly sinking into the sack there.
Yeah, it's really comfortable. Forgot to give Buzz his flashlight back.
Apollo 11, Houston, could you give the folks a view of your patch if on your CWGs, over?
Yeah, stand by one, Charlie. We'll try to give you a close-up.
All right. Mm-hmm. 11, Houston, we have the patch. Could you attempt to improve the focus slightly, over? Apollo 11 Houston, the scan on the camera makes the, that's a little bit better now. The flashlight seems to flicker due to the scan on the TV. We can't see the Eagle. Now that's a little bit better, over. Could you open the f-stop a little bit more, over?
Yeah, it's open all the way. We're going to have to move Buzz around a little bit.
Roger. Okay, Apollo 11 Houston, the color's better now. It's coming in. We could attempt a little bit better focus on it. There we go. Our focus is a lot better now. We see the Eagle coming right in on the lunar surface, over. That's very good now. Apollo 11 Houston, that's very good now. We can see the Earth in the background, Apollo 11, and the Eagle coming in.
Probably pretty hard to see the olive branch, isn't it?
Roger, it is.
Well, that's what he has in his talons, is an olive branch.
Copy. Apollo 11 Houston, we're really impressed with the clarity and the detail that we have in the picture. The colors are, now it's really an excellent picture now that I'm looking at on our monitor, which is about 12 seconds before the networks can get it out due to the conversion that we have here on our TV converter. We're looking at the controls and display, the main display console, and we can see the disky up on the panel, over.
Well, it'd be nice if you could take a look at all the circuit breakers, make sure the right ones are in and the right ones are out.
All right, Big Brother's watching.
And we're glad of it. Well, you guys sure been doing a good job of watching us, Charlie. We appreciate it.
Spacecraft's been beautiful, 11. We had really no complaints at all. Looks, things are really great.
Can you see us disky on the NBC?
That's affirmative. It appears that can't quite tell what program. We look like we're in Pooh. We see you punching in a verb 35, I think it is. Over.
Yeah, might as well tell the ecoms or tell the GNCs and everybody to hold on to their hat, and I'll push the enter button.
Right. We see a real display now. That's a good demonstration of how the crew has the interface with the computer, talking to the programs and all that we have in the computer.
Well, that's right, Charlie. Sometimes it tells us things, and sometimes we tell it things, and mostly it talks to us.
11, Houston, we just lost our pick. I see we're going back outside now. Over. Houston, you copy, over?
Roger, we copy. And as we pan back out to the distance at which we see the Earth, we'll have Apollo 11 signing off.
Roger, Apollo 11. Thank you much for the show. It's a real good half hour. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Out. Apollo 11, Houston, we are go for undocking, over.
Roger, understand.
That's it.
Setting a trim maneuver to Upscaled attitude. Houston, Columbia.
Go ahead, Columbia, over.
Roger, there'll be no television, the undocking. I have all available windows for cameras, and I'm busy with other things.
We concur, over. Eagle, Houston, we'd like you to select aft Omni now. It'll be good for both LOS and AOS, over.
Roger, going to aft Omni.
Apollo 11, Houston, 1 minute, LOS.
Columbia, right. Columbia systems working, you guys.
This is Apollo Control. We've had loss of signal now. We'll reacquire the spacecraft again on the 13th revolution in about 45 minutes. At the end of this pass, we passed along the go for undocking. That maneuver will occur just before we reacquire the spacecraft on the 13th revolution, and will be followed in about 30 minutes later by a small separator performed by Mike Collins in the command module. The checkout of the LEM has been going extremely well up to now, ahead of schedule. These look very, very good. At 99 hours 31 minutes, this is Apollo Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 100 hours 14 minutes. We are now less than 2 minutes from reacquiring the spacecraft on the 13th revolution. When next we hear from them, the lunar module should be undocked from the command and service module. We're presently about 25 minutes away from the separation burn, which will be performed by Mike Collins in the command module to give the LEM and the CSM a separation distance at the descent orbit insertion maneuver of about 2 miles. We have some times on the upcoming events. The separation maneuver is scheduled to occur at a ground elapsed time of 100 hours 39 minutes 50 seconds. The descent orbit insertion maneuver, which will be performed on the backside of the moon, set for 101 hours 36 minutes 14 seconds. And the beginning of the powered descent at 102 hours, 33 minutes, 4 seconds. We're now 55 seconds from reacquiring Apollo 11 on the 13th revolution. During this revolution, we will be doing the separation maneuver. We'll also be giving the crew on the lunar module a go, no-go for the descent orbit insertion maneuver. We'll stand by now to reacquire the spacecraft. We have confirmation of acquisition of signal. We'll stand by for a call to the crew.
Hello, Eagle, Houston, we're standing by, over. Good. Eagle, Houston, we see you on the steerable, over.
Roger, Eagle, I'm docked.
Roger, how does it look?
The Eagle has wings.
Roger.
Looking good.
Roger, Neil. We give us crew and data. We got the loads for you.
Okay, you've got it. Crew and data.
Roger, and let us know when you're ready to copy. We have a DOI pad and a PDI pad, over.
Check our tracking light, Mike. Back off. Okay, I'm ready to start my yaw maneuver if it suits you, Mike. Would look like you're going to be able to do this without Faraday adjusters, Mike? Go ahead, Houston. Eagle is ready to copy.
Roger, Eagle. Coming at you with a DOI pad. 101 36 1407. Down 81. Minus 00758. Plus. All balls. Plus 000 9 or 8. Plus, correction, 00572. Perigee plus 00085. Eagle, Houston, if you'd like to try high gain, pitch 212, yaw 37, over.
Roger, I think I've got you on high gain now.
Roger.
Coming up on 1 minute to ignition.
Before we are around. Copy.
Copy. Okay, we're about to work to do here. It's on defense. 40 seconds.
Over.
The camera running? Camera's running.
Current altitude about 46,000 feet, continuing to descend.
Okay, the override at 5 seconds. Descent armed.
Lights on.
Altitude lights on. Paper proceed.
One. Bill.
1.
Ignition 10%.
Ignition 10%. Just about on time. That's good, right? Just right enough.
Houston, we've lost some time to go after. Over. I'll leave it smooth. Relay to it.
I'll leave it smooth. Relay to it.
See if they got me now. I got good signal.
See if they got me now. I got good signal.
Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good. Over. Eagle, defense looks good. Eagle, Houston, everything's looking good here. Over. Roger, copy.
Roger, copy.
Eagle, Houston, after yaw around angle S-band pitch, -9, yaw, +18. Copy.
Copy. Coming up on 2 minute point here.
Action, staying degree very closely.
Degree very closely. Good, no flag. Good pressure, good. 1 minute.
Okay, bait on.
Bait on.
Altitude's a little high.
Altitude's a little high. Okay,
2 minutes, 20 seconds, everything looking good. We show altitude about 47,000 feet.
Want to get rid of this radar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just flew? Yeah.
Houston, I'm getting a little fluctuation in the AC voltage now. Roger. 50 meter maybe. Stand by. It's looking good. You're still looking good. It's coming up 3 minutes.
Okay, we went by the 3 minute point early. A little off.
Ready, B?
Ready,
Looking good.
looking still good.
Hold it. Hold on.
Right about on.
Position check downwind appears to be a little off. Roger, copy.
Ag is going about 15 per second. Reiteration descent. Mark. Be about standby. Yeah, that's right. Altitude rate 8 degree. Roger, about 3 seconds off. Going on. Okay, now watch that signal strength.
Oh, I think it's going to stop.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Much harder to do than
You're a go at 4 minutes. You're a go to continue power descent. You're a go to continue power descent.
Altitude 40,000.
And Eagle Houston, we got data dropped out. You're still looking good. Good lock on?
We got a lock on? Yeah.
Altitude lights out? L8 is minus 2,900. Roger, we copy. That's the Earth, right out our front window. Houston, you're looking at our Delta 8. Looking good to us, over. 1202. 1202.
Good radar data. Altitude now 33,500 feet.
Give us a reading on
Give us a reading on the 1202 program alarm. Roger, we're going at alarm.
Roger.
Roger. Roger, copy. 655.
We're still going. Altitude 27,000 feet.
Same alarm, and it appears to come up when we have a 1668 on.
Was it coming down?
We'll monitor your Delta 8. Beautiful.
It looks good now.
Delta 8 looks good now. Roger, Delta 8 is looking good to us. Throttle on time.
You can feel it in here when it throttles
Feel
down.
it when it throttles down.
Better in the simulator.
Better in the simulator. Right.
Things look real close.
Heights and things look real close.
No flag.
Altitude now 21,000 feet. Still looking very good.
Pressure.
Velocity down now to 1,200 feet per second.
You're looking great to us, Eagle.
Okay, I'm still on flu.
Okay, I'm still on flu, so we may tend to lose as we gradually take over. Let me try auto again now, see what happens. Roger.
Okay, looks like it's hold.
Okay, looks like it's hold. Roger, we got good data.
7:30 coming up. Should be.
7 minutes, 30 seconds into the burn. Altitude 16,300 feet.
And I have the window. I have the...
Eagle Houston, it's descent to fuel to monitor, over.
Going to 2.
Going to 2.
Coming up on 8.
Altitude 13,005.
Would you give us an estimated...
Velocity 9,100 feet per second.
Estimated, Roger, stand by. You're looking great at 8 minutes.
7,000.
Correction on that velocity, now reading 760 feet per second.
It's the P-64. Good.
Roger.
Roger.
That says we're go. Altitude 9,200 feet.
830, you're looking great.
64.
Descent rate 129 feet per second.
We copy. Eagle, you're looking great. Coming up 9 minutes.
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. Altitude 5,200 feet.
Attitude control is good. Manual attitude control is good.
Manual attitude control is good. Roger, copy. Altitude 4,200. Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet.
Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet.
1201. 1201.
1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. We're go, same time, we're go.
2,000 feet, into the egg,
2,000 feet. Into the egg, 47 degrees. Roger. 37 degrees.
That's not a bad looking area.
Eagle looking great, you go.
Okay.
Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
What's LPD?
Roger, 1202, we copy it.
35 degrees.
35 degrees.
Coming down to 23.
35 degrees. 750. Coming down to 23.
33 degrees. Pretty rock.
700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19.
540 feet down at 30. And at 15.
540 feet down at 30. And at 16.
400 feet down at 9.
Take 400 feet down at 9. Take forward.
50 feet down at 4.
10 and 50 feet down at 4. 30, just half down. Your spike down there.
300 feet down,
We're going to lock it.
47 forward.
300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward.
1.5 down.
Hold up. On 1.5. 1.5 down. 70.
Okay, looks like a good area here. I got this shadow up there. 250 down at
Got this shadow
2.5.
up there.
19 forward.
50 down at 2.5. 19 forward.
Velocity light. 3.5 down.
Altitude velocity light. 3.5 down. 220 feet.
11
13 forward.
nicely. 200 down.
Down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down.
166.5 down. 5.5 down.
166.5 down. 5.5 down.
You look good.
9 forward.
120 feet.
Good. 120 feet.
100 feet. 3.5 down. 9 forward.
100 feet. 3.5 down. 9 forward.
Light.
5%.
100
light.
feet. That's looking good. Down a half.
75 feet. That's looking good. Down a half. 6 forward.
Lights on.
60 seconds.
60
Lights
down.
on.
2.5.
6
Forward.
down. 2.5.
Forward. That's good.
Forward. Forward.
40 feet down. 2.5.
413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle.
The pre-PDI attitude prevented good S-band high gain contact, and we had continual communications difficulty in this area, and finally yawed the spacecraft right between 10 and 15 degrees to give the high gain antenna more margin. This seemed to enable satisfactory high bit rate condition, but it did degrade our ability to observe the surface through the LPD and make down and cross range position checks.
As I recall, and this is why I kind of like to have those tapes, there was a certain amount of manual tracking being done during this time with the S-band antenna. During the initial parts of powered descent, the auto track did not appear to maintain the highest signal strength. It dropped down to around 3.7, and the ground wanted reacquisition, so I tweaked it up manually, I got the impression that it was not completely impossible to conduct a manual track throughout power descent. You'd not be able to do very much else beside that. I think it would be possible to do if you had sets of predetermined values that you could set in case you ever did lose completely.
At DOI ignition, which was our first dips maneuver, I could not hear the engine ignite, couldn't feel it ignite, and I wasn't, the only way I was sure that it had in fact ignited was looking at chamber pressure and the accelerometer. So very low acceleration level, while you're at 10%, just off zero. And
What's 10%?
Yeah.
Just doesn't put out the...
I think it would, after 0 G, it'd throw you against your straps one way or the other. It'd be very apparent.
now we're pulled down into the floor with the restraint already, and the difference between that and the 10% throttle acceleration was not detectable to me. However, at 15 seconds when we went to 40%, it definitely was. Our downrange position appeared to be good at the -3 and -1 minute point. The ignition point, I did not accurately, because I was watching the engine performance, but it appeared to be reasonably certainly in the right ball. Cross range position was accurately because of the skewed yaw attitude that we were obliged to maintain for comm. However, the downrange position marks after ignition indicated that we were long. Each one that was made indicated that we were 2 or 3 seconds long in range, and the fact that throttle up essentially came on time rather than being delayed indicated that the computer in fact was a little bit confused in what our downrange position was. Had it known what it was, it would have throttled down later based on engine performance so that we would still hit the right place if in fact it was downrange by a couple of seconds. Then it would be late to throttling down so that it would brake more at a higher throttle level prior to the pitch. Landmark visibility was very good. We had no difficulty determining our position throughout all the face-down phase of power descent, and correlating that with known positions based on the Apollo 10 pictures was very easy and very useful.
It was just about at the yaw around maneuver when we, I guess trajectory monitoring from the Disky up to that point agreed very closely, especially in H-dot and VI, with the values we had in the altitude values were maybe off by something approaching 500 feet, but again they were quite close. It was almost immediately after yaw around that, as I recall, the altitude light went out, indicating that we had landing radar acquisition and lock-on. And what do you recall it being? 2,300 feet, something like that?
26 or 700, I believe, is the number I remember. I think it was plus 26 or 27. The yaw around was slow. We had inadvertently left the rate switch in 5 rather than 25, and I was yawing at only a couple degrees per second as opposed to the 5 to 7 that we'd planned. And the computer would not hold this rate, say 1 to 2 degrees a second. It was jumping up to 3 and back to actually changing the sign and stopping the roll rate. And it was then that I realized that clearly we weren't rolling as fast as we needed to be, and I noted that we were on the wrong scale switch on the 25 and put in a 5 degree per second command, and it went right around. But this delayed us somewhat, and consequently we were at a slightly lower altitude at the completion of the yaw round than we had expected to be. So we were probably down to the area of 39 or 40,000 feet at the time when we had radar lockup, as opposed to about 41,000 that we expected to be at 41.5.
I guess the first indications we had of anything going wrong were probably around 5 minutes or something. When we first started getting program alarm activities.
After the 5 minute into descent, we started getting a series of program alarms, generally of the series that indicated the computer was being overloaded. Normally in this time period, we'd normally be evaluating the landing site and checking our position and starting LPD activity. However, the concern here was not with what was the landing area we were going into, but rather could we continue at all. And consequently, our attention was directed toward clearing the program alarms, keeping the machine flying, and assuring ourselves that control was adequate to continue without requiring an abort. And most of the attention was directed inside the cockpit during this time period, and in my view, this accounts for our inability to study the landing site and final landing location during final descent. It wasn't until we got below 2,000 feet that we were actually able to look out and view the landing area.
Okay, I see something here that answers a question we had before about the AG's residuals on DOI. They were
7 minutes, 30 seconds into
1/10 before nulling, and we nulled them to 0.
altitude 16,000.
X was minus 0.1, Y minus 0.4, Z minus 0.1, and we nulled X and Z to 0. And looking at the transcripts, we did have considerable loss of lock approaching PDI. And we did have to reacquire manually several times.
Roger, stand by. You're looking great at 8 minutes.
And it looked like we had some
760 feet per second.
It's the P-64.
oscillations in the yaw angle on the antenna. And the alarm that we had was 500, and we went to descent 1 and proceeded, and went back to auto again on the landing radar switch. And this is prior to ignition again, and the ground recommended we yaw right 10 degrees.
Looking great. Coming up 9 minutes.
We did not have the radar data feeding to the computer in the LGC position, but apparently even if you have it in auto track, why there's some requirement on the computer's time to
Altitude 4,200.
You're a go for landing, over.
This is the way we'd been doing it in all simulations. It was our agreed on.
Roger, 1201 alarm.
method.
We're go, same tide, we're go. 2,000 feet. 2,000
We were,
47 degrees, Roger.
yeah, we were, prior to this time, we'd been in auto track until such time as we started to lose lock in the pitch over, and then we went to slew.
Eagle looking great, you're go.
Isn't that right?
Altitude 1,600.
Talking about the program alarms during descent. We'd passed
Very good.
the point of having the rendezvous radar in auto. We'd switched it over to slew at that point. Just left it there.
750
The
down to 23.
phases, the P-64, I did find time to go out of auto control and into manual and check the manual control in both pitch and yaw, and found its response to be satisfactory, and then zeroed the air needles and went back into auto. Continued the descent in auto at that point.
Down to 9. Gate forward. 10 and 50 feet down.
As we approached the 1,500-foot point, and the program alarm seemed to be settling down, and we committed to continue, we could see the landing area and the point at which the LPD was pointing, indicating we were landing just short of quite a large blocky rim crater surrounded with a large boulder field. I initially felt that might be a good landing area if we could stop short of that crater and find a suitable place, since it would have a lot of scientific value to be in that area close to this large crater. Upon continuing to monitor LPD with time, it was obvious that I would not be able to stop sufficiently short of that crater to find a safe landing area, and as soon as we determined that, we went into manual, and I pitched the vehicle over to approximately zero pitch, and I think I was in the 20 to 30 foot per second horizontal velocity region here, over the top of the crater and across the boulder field, and then proceeded to look for a satisfactory landing area at about 100 feet, or a little below 100 feet. I first noticed that we were in fact disturbing the dust on the surface, and we were beginning to get a transparent sheet of moving dust, which obscured the visibility a little bit. As we got lower, this visibility degradation continued to increase, and don't base your translational velocity decisions on that. And I found that to be quite difficult, more difficult than I thought it would be, and I spent more attention trying to arrest translational velocities than I thought would be necessary. As we got below 30 feet or so, and I had selected the final touchdown area, for some reason that I can't be sure, we started to pick up a left translational velocity and a rearward velocity, and that's the thing that I certainly didn't want to do, because you don't like to be going backwards and be unable to see where you're going. So we're hitting our abort limit, and so we continued right to touchdown. A slight left translation. The touchdown itself, I couldn't precisely tell. The buzz called lunar contact. I never saw the lunar contact light, and the touchdown itself was relatively smooth. There was no tendency toward tipping over that I could tell. That it just settled down like a helicopter onto the ground and landed.
13 forward.
You had a little, what I see here, right drift,
4.5 down. 5.5.
and then I guess just before touchdown we were drifting left, huh?
I think I was probably over controlling a little bit in this lateral. I was confused somewhat by the fact that I couldn't really determine what my lateral velocities were as closely as I would like to due to the dust obscuration of the surface.
100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward.
I could see rocks and craters through this blowing dust. I had picked it out earlier at a higher altitude. It was my intention to try to pick out the surface spot that I was going to land in at above 100 feet and pick out it that I could keep my eyes on all the way down through the descent and final touchdown, so that I wouldn't, in fact, be looking at the vehicle smoothly in that time period. I was a little bit erratic.
Okay, engine stop.
I think.
ATA at a descent. Mode control, both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off.
I was feeding data to him all the time, and I don't know what he was doing with it, but that was raw computer data. Appeared to be
pretty good. Yeah, the computer data seemed to be pretty good information, and I would say that my visual perception of both altitude and altitude rate was not as good as I thought it was going to be. In other words, I was a little bit more dependent on the information. I think I probably could have made a satisfactory determination of altitude rate just by eye alone, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, and I think that it's not nearly so good as it is here on Earth, let's say, flying with no big dust plume.
I got the impression by just glimpsing out that this was in the area of seeing the shadow the first time when I mentioned that. Mm-hmm. Shortly after that, it seemed to me that the horizon out there tended to be obscured by a tan haze. That may have been just an impression. Now, looking down at maybe 45 degrees, the velocity of what was being kicked up seemed to be no, not velocity, but the depth of it seemed to be fairly narrow. In other words, it was scooting along the surface. But since particles were on the surface, you could see little rocks or little protuberances stationary, and if you could sort that out and fix on those, then you could tend to get the impression of being stationary with respect. But it was quite difficult to do.
That's right. It's a little bit like training. A little bit like landing an airplane when there's a real thin layer of ground fog that you're coming through, and you can see things, through the fog. Except all this stuff was moving out. All this fog was moving at a great rate, which was a little bit confusing.
And I would think that it would be natural that looking out the left window and seeing this moving this way, you'd get the impression of moving to the right, and you'd counteract it by going to the left, which is how we touched down.
Since we were moving left, we were yawed slightly to the left, so I could get a good view of where we were going. I think it was 13 degrees left, and consequently the shadow was not visible to me. It was behind the panel, but Buzz could see it. Then I saw it in the final phases of descent. I saw the shadow come in to view, and it was a very good silhouette picture of the LEM at the time I saw it, probably a couple hundred feet out in front of the LEM on the surface.
Well,
it's clearly a useful tool, but I just didn't get to observe it very long.
Here's an entry, 46 seconds, 300 feet. 4 seconds after the next minute, watch your shadow. And at 16 seconds, 220 feet. So I'd estimate that I called out that shadow business at around 260 feet. And it was certainly plenty large at that point. And looking back on it, I would have said that at 260 feet, that shadow would have been way the hell and going out there, but it wasn't. It was a good-sized vehicle. I could tell that we had gear down and that we had an ascent stage and a descent stage, and it was course, illuminated around it with the zero phase sun. So there was a brightness in the vicinity, but it was readily identifiable, and had I looked out sooner, I'm sure I could have seen something identified as a shadow at 400 feet, maybe higher, I don't know. But anyway, at this altitude, it was usable. Just how you sort that into all the rest of the things that you're looking at, since the ground is moving, why, it might be of some aid. But of course, you have to have it out your window.